Hello, my Rosalinds and Rosikins. Mother is back, and I want to talk about the fact that the exotical space has helped me to embrace my Afrocentric features more. And I want to preface this by saying that I have seen some exotical spaces and channels that are more so geared towards lighter skin exoticals, which is fine. And I've seen some of them kind of make fun of those with Afrocentric features who are not exoticals at all, more like unambiguous black women. But I also want to shine a light that there are exoticals who have Afrocentric features depending on their admixture, their mixed raceness, as one could say, and the features they've gotten from either parent that is the predominantly black one. So I want to say all that to say that no matter your hue, you're an exotical too, and some exoticals are more Afrocentric leaning than others. I happen to be one of those exoticals who I feel like is more Afrocentric leaning than others. And honestly, I'm proud of it. I love my nose. I love my lips. I just do. I have brat's lips. It's pretty. Let's see. I love how my eyes sparkle when I smile. I love my cheeks, my higher cheekbones. I think they're pretty. I love I love it. I don't know. I just do. And so I wanted to say that because one thing that I love about the exotical space though, for those who are not ignorant nor futurists in that sense, is that some exoticals really believe in the pretty girl principle. The pretty girl principle is the fact that if you're pretty, you're pretty. Mother always stands for this, right? Pretty is pretty. I don't care if you look like Lupita Nyong'o. I don't care if you like Beyonce. If you're pretty, you're pretty. Literally in all your glory and all of your features, right? In all of your skin tone in all of your hair texture and your glory. You're beautiful. It is what it is. But what I do and have come to realize is that the beauty of being an exotical is that you can be a freaky fusion. When I say freaky fusion, I mean that you don't fit into one category. Like I've said on my channel, I'm one of those exoticals where I blend in with the black community, but I've also been asked if I am mixed with blackness and something else. And I always want to shine a light on the fact that just because someone thinks you're mixed is not saying they think that you are light skinned, did, or at least you don't have to be. And you don't have to be biracial either to be mixed. It's more so about how high your admixture is. Like 25% or more, you can be considered mixed in my eyes. And if it's less, then you have more so admixtures, which I do. I realize that with someone like me who is an ambiguous black woman, or brown shirts, dark skin exoticals, I like to call it too, um, that it really depends on the styling of how I change my aesthetic. Okay. As you know, I have Native American admixture and I have European admixture as well. And my skin fluctuates from like a caramel to a milk chocolate. Right now, I'm like at my milkiest chocolate because I am where the sun is always shining currently. Um, so, yeah, mother is getting that melanin dose. Okay, okay. Um, and so, I don't know. I just want to say too that Afrocentric features are gorgeous. So are European features. So are Asian features. So are all types of features from different cultural backgrounds and races of people, as one could say. And I really do love it. I love the different combinations that exoticals can come in, the arrange and array. And that's why you'll never hear Mother being a colorist against lighter skin exoticals or brown or dark skin exoticals or unambiguous black women, like being featurist with unambiguous black women versus exotical or brown slash dark skin exoticals, etc. I don't have to do that. I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to be and am someone who just recognizes that if you're pretty, you're pretty. And that's what the exotic space has shown me. So many women who are average or who are just unattractive have so many excuses as to why they're not the beauty standard. When in fact, the reason you're not the beauty standard is because you don't have the beauty. Therefore, you can never be a beauty standard because key word in the beauty standard is beauty, right? And so it's not necessarily the fact that you have Afrocentric features or European features or Asian features or however other types of features there are with the different racial groups. It's the fact that most likely there's no symmetry there. You might not have healthy hair or healthy skin. You might be overweight, right? It's a lot of things that contribute to why someone is not perceived as beautiful. And so I never want to be so ignorant and victim, um, I guess, geared, victimhood mindset or victim mindset geared, that I chalk it up to it's my Afrocentric features that are not pretty because the devil is a lie. I love my Afrocentric features. And to be honest, when I talked to you all about this before, right? Um, when I was in the Black women empowerment spaces, they made it seem as though it's a bad thing to have Afrocentric features. One thing I've learned, especially through Exoticals United, and yes, Mother is always on my Exoticals United because she was my introduction to the Exotical world. She is who I believe the Exotical Queen Bee is, and I absolutely love her and support her. And so with her though, she always highlighted the fact she always asked questions like, "What makes someone like Doja Cat unattractive? Hair, skin, lips, features. Say like what are they?" And then she was talking about someone like Jay Z and how people get upset when someone has a bigger nose, etc., and how they feel that they're like not attractive. And Black people try to clown exoticals that are lighter skin with Afrocentric features and say they're ugly. Why? Because a lot of Black people are self hating. And I experienced a lot of more so low self esteem within the Black women empowerment space because it was seen as a bad thing to look the way that you would look if you had certain Afrocentric features. When I don't think that that's true, because what I've come to realize through my personal experience is that my beauty has never held me back. Okay. And the fact that I have Afrocentric features as an exotical to a certain degree, that doesn't hold me back either. Um, I just I just want to say that because my content is geared toward brown cis dark skin exoticals, the ones that easily can blend in with the Black community because we share a skin tone more so than anything else, right? And how a lot of times we are seen as the mascot for unambiguous Black women. Mm. Even though we're not, we're definitely not. And there is a combination of certain features. And I also want to add that every brown cis dark skin exotical is not more so always Black leaning. There are some who are biracial who literally you would have to ask them to a certain degree, oh, what are you mixed with? Like you couldn't tell that they are part European or part Asian or part whatever, because their, let's say, Black parents' genes took over more so than their other racial group of parents' genes. And so that's why I say when it comes down to being a brown to dark skin exotical, it's like a whole entire spectrum that, people don't really get into, just like what it is for lighter skin exoticals. How some are mixed biracial, or have admixture that contributes to their lighter skin tone and features. Or some literally are, as one could say, lighter skinned Black women that literally look mixed. And so it just depends on that combination and how you come out, how the world perceives you, and the benefits and privileges you get because of your beauty combination. And so I'm always talking about these things because I feel like it's important that we need to talk about these things. Um, I know exoticals that have come from the Black woman empowerment spaces themselves and have created this environment for exoticals only, also because of the self hate of Blackness within the Black women empowerment spaces and other spaces, you know? So that are predominantly ran by Black people. And so that's what I'm saying. If you're ever in doubt, my Rosalinds and Rosikins, understand that you are beautiful, even if you are exotical with certain Afrocentric features, whether it's a bigger nose or bigger lips, etc. I love my combination. My combination works for me personally. And another thing is the fact that in the exotical space, at least from the exoticals that I hold dear and that I um watch their content and follow their advice, are the exoticals that embrace brown / dark skin exoticals and that don't gaslight us into thinking that we are just unambiguous Black women, right? With some curly hair or something. So I love exoticals who are not ignorant nor colorist nor, as one could say, closed minded. Or that, you know, how you have an exclusive type of, as you can say, sector, which I understand. They call it the golden sphere, where it's mostly just, actually, not mostly, it is for just lighter skin exoticals. And again, that is their thing. I have nothing against that. But this is why I lean more towards exoticals who understand the dynamics within featureism in the Black community, and that despite a lot of things, they still recognize they're part of the Black community, but not owing the Black community anything. And that's the balance you have to have. You have to be educated on where you come from, who you are, your people are, even if it's a partial group of people that you belong to within the Black community, etc., and other communities. But to understand that and to also still be proud of who you are despite all the controversial shit that happens with the Black community and your people in general. And that's what I've come to realize and mature into as a brown to dark skin article. I love being a Negro. I love being a brown sister skin exotical. I love my people. But I also recognize and will call them out on their bullshit when they're wrong, especially when it comes down to the beauty and exotical conversation. And our two different plights in the world is ambiguous Black women, brown cis dark skin exoticals, and unambiguous Black women, right? Because we have two different lifestyles that we live and two different reactions we get from others in the community, as in the Black community and outside the Black community, and from other exoticals. And so that's why I just know that this conversation is important to have. And also to recognize that the plights of the brown to dark skin exotical are different also from our lighter skin exoticals to a certain degree. Okay, we all have pretty girl problems, right? But like I said before in some of my videos, unambiguous Black people are more so likely to physically abuse lighter skin exoticals while they mentally abuse darker and brown skin exoticals because we are the closest thing to the representation as brown to dark skin exoticals for those of, Black men and Black women. And our lighter skin exoticals, they are more so the envy in that sense of the fact that they're resented as well, but they physically get harmed or beat up, or like someone tries to physically do them in because they're too far away from blending in with the unambiguous Black people. And unambiguous Black people who have self hate, they want to bring them down a peg physically. And so, or they try to tell them, oh, you're acting white or you're being white, etc., because they actually have a closer proximity to whiteness in that sense than unambiguous Black people do that have self-hate. Again, these are just what I've come to understand somewhat of the psychology from other exoticals experiences, and just thinking really deeply about the Black community in general and why a lot of Black people act the way they do at times with exoticals that are lighter skin versus those who are brown, so it's darker skin, right? Think about how they treat someone like Beyonce versus someone like Ryan Destiny, right? They're also gung ho, oh, Ryan Destiny, oh my God, oh, she's so gorgeous. But Beyonce, oh, is that a wig? Is this that? Is that that? Because Ryan Destiny has a closer proximity to them in regards to skin tone than Beyonce would. So they feel that they need to exclude Beyonce more because of her features as well and her skin tone more than anything. Because I've seen them also bully people like Tiny because Tiny has Afrocentric features, bigger nose, a bigger lip, etc. And it's like, why are you calling Tiny ugly? I don't believe that Tiny is an ugly woman. I don't. And so people want to act like she's so ugly. But then if you were to say that if she was darker skinned and said she was ugly, then people would say, oh my God, you're a featurist, you're a colorist. Like, I don't know. It's just interesting the way that people want to pick and choose. Hashtag black people, what's up. They'll want to, pick and choose who they want to diminish with their beauty because they don't fit the narrative they're trying to portray. Very interesting. So, yeah. And another thing that might be interesting is also that some people see me and they don't see more so Afrocentric features the way that I'm describing myself as having, and then some do. It just depends on, like, for me, I really honestly believe, wait, with my face and whatnot, and how I style my hair and do my makeup. The beauty of being an exotical, whether you are light and bright or brown and lovely, is that you really can experiment with your beauty. Hashtag my video I did about it's okay if we experiment with our beauty, especially as brown to Darkskin Exoticals. Like, I love wearing yaki straight clip-ins. I love wearing faux locks. I do my own. Amen. I do my own everything. I love just looking gorgeous and trying different styles. I love wearing, I would say, is it like a 3C, 3B, 3C hair style wigs? As well as more so, like, what's it called? Colombian twist hair. That's like more coily. I don't even know if that would be considered coily because it's like elongated and then you wrap the hair around. It's interesting. I love wearing my own hair. Okay, amen, amen. I love it. I just love trying different things and being pretty and yeah, for real. For me, it's always gonna be my hairstyle. My hairstyle really, depending on what I wear, like as in my hair, how I wear it, it just gives me a whole different vibe, bro. I'm not even holding you. I'm not. But yeah, so I'm just saying, like, the exotical space is filled with talented, gorgeous exoticals, women from all walks of life, all skin tones, all features, all types of admixture, cultural backgrounds, racial mixings, and all that good stuff. It's filled with so many different types of people, and technically speaking, monoracial exoticals, as one would say too. Because technically speaking, I think I would classify myself as a monoracial exotical because I have admixture, but I come from two black parents, is one would say. It's very interesting, is what I'm saying. And therefore speaking, the exotical space, because it is inclusive to all ranges of beauty and people, as in cultural backgrounds, that it helps you embrace your Afrocentric features because Afrocentric features is just another type of different featureism that exists within the exotic community. You got Asian features, you got European features. I don't know if I would classify Hispanic features as something, or would it fall under more like Asian mixed with European, mixed with native or black? See, this is when we get into like more like specifics because certain racial groups, I believe, are, as you could say, a result of racial mixing between the blackness, the whiteness, and the Asian. I don't know. I'm weird. I feel that way. I don't know. I just feel that way. Like, it's interesting. Anyway, okay, mother is done talking about this subject. If you have questions, comments down below. Let me know. I hope I didn't say anything ignorant, as if I did, please, could never be me. Um, and also, I just want you to know that no matter what features you have, hello, because exoticals come in different ranges. And especially brown to dark skin exoticals come in different features and ranges. Y'all, if you have more Asian features as a brown slash dark skin exotical, uh, you will find that the exotical space will help you embrace that too. If you have more European features as a brown to dark skin exotical, know that the exotical community, the exotical space will help you embrace that too, because we're like monster high goals. Okay. So many different types of monsters, so many different types of lineages, history, family backgrounds, but we're all monsters and we're all freaky, fabulous, okay, and flawless. And so it is what it is. Okay, with that, Mother's gonna say ciao.